Okay guys, so this is all the parts that you need for your high pressure fuel pump installation on the Taurus SHO. You will need a 17mm wrench for the high pressure line. You will need a T45 Torx for the bolts of the stock pump, a 5mm Allen wrench, a 3/16 Allen wrench, a torque wrench, and of course your parts. That's how your pump arrives. You have a pigtail that you need to connect the new pump to the stock harness. You have a set of bolts to bolt down the pump to the cylinder head, to the valve cover. You have a new inlet hose. You cannot reuse the old one. And then of course you have the pump. Make sure that these dust covers are always on the pump. If they are off, you cannot be sure that there's no dirt in it. Also always keep them on. When you take it out, you will have the bottom plate that spins. Never take that one off. You don't need to take that off. So when you put that on the engine, you will spin it around and then spin it back. Okay, this is your engine bay of the Taurus SHO. That's a 16 model year, a pretty new one. You can tell by how clean it looks. What we're working on is the stock high pressure pump, so we need to take off this noise barrier. Electric connector, fuel inlet connector, high pressure connector going to the rail inside, and then the inlet is coming from this fitting here. That's the one that we need to work on, so we have to change this inlet hose here. Okay, the first thing we have to do is take out the stock inlet fuel pressure line. In order to do that, we have to open this clip, and that little bolt here at the bottom, and then we can take it off. Good. Okay, now to take off the stock pump. Taking off the electric connector is easy. Make sure you push in the connector a little bit down to the solenoid, then push this clip and then pull it back up. Then it's very easy. Don't pull it and try to push the clip and then, because it will not come loose under tension. So you have to push it in, press the clip, pull it off. Then for the high pressure line, we need our 17mm wrench. You have to open this as long as the pump is still bolted to the valve cover. It should come off really easy. It's sitting pretty tight. That will change as soon as we open these bolts. So now we take the T45 Torx bed. T45. Open these bolts, and the first couple turns you want to go forth and back between the two bolts, because keep in mind it's sitting on a cam lock. Okay, so in order to mount the pump on the valve cover, we have to clock it on the base plate that it comes with. It needs to be in this position where you can access the two small holes. And then when you put it on, always make sure that these dust covers stay on the pump. And put it on like this. Clock it so you can see the holes. So the pump comes with 4 bolts. The 2 long bolts, that's 1/4 inch 20 bolts, those are used to bolt the main pump body to the bottom plate. And then you have M6 bolts. These are used to bolt the bottom plate to the valve cover. So here's where you need your 5mm Allen wrench. Always alter between the 2 bolts. The first ones that bolt down the base plate to the valve cover, they are not so important yet. It still can cock, but you can do one turn at a time. And then you need to clock the pump into its final position. You pretty much want to align the high pressure fitting with the high pressure line. And if you have the bolts here in place, they will actually help you find the right spot. When you clock it, they will snap in automatically. So always keep the dust cover on. And now we take our 3/16 Allen wrench. Keep in mind it's running on a cam lobe, so there's a preload. These bolts we can just turn a quarter turn at a time. Okay, so now the pump is mounted and we need to hook up the high pressure line. Good thing about the Taurus is the high pressure line has a ball seat, not a conical seat, so it's not so important in which angle it hits the fitting. In a stuck position it's a little lower, so what we need to do is bend this up a little bit. You can just go by hand and bend it a little bit up so that it almost aligns with the fitting of the pump. What you can see is that when you push it over, it does not seat completely yet. So in order to have it seat completely, what you have to do is loosen this bolt at the bottom, which is the fixture for the high pressure line. On an older Taurus, we could reach it without taking off the throttle body. On this new model here, we actually had to remove the throttle body in order to reach this bolt. It's a 5/16. With a 5/16 nut and a swivel, you can loosen that. You don't have to take it off, just loosen it a little bit so that it wiggles. And then what you have to do is to get the nut on, pretty much align it with the fitting. And then the nut should go on with your fingers. If you need force, it's somewhat cocked, so don't force it. It has to go on finger tight, and since it's coming on an angle a little bit, you pretty much have to tighten it with your fingers and then keep pushing the line a little bit until it's tight, and then you take your 70mm wrench again. And tighten up the rest.